and welcome back on my channel. I hope you are all doing well. In today's video we are going to talk about books. As I mentioned in my previous video, which you're going to find linked somewhere here, in 2023 I've read 24 books, which is just unbelievable. And I thought I would share my favorite books with you. So if you are looking for something to read in 2024, or if your New Year's resolution is to read more like it used to be for me for ages, and I just couldn't find the right books for me, this video might be for you. I think it will be only fitting if I'm going to start with the books that actually rekindled my love for reading, and this series is the Dreamland Billionaire series. We have 3 books in here. We stay in the same universum, and oh my gosh, I loved it. What sold me to get those books is that we have a dreamland here, so you know, Disneyland, Dreamland, you get the vibe, right? So it's Dreamland Billionaire series, and now I know that lots of romance books are about billionaires. Now I know it. When I was reading that 6 months ago, I didn't. So how would I describe the books? Was like Disneyland meets 50 Shades of Grey. But don't get me wrong here. I don't mean the like dark side of 50 Shades of Grey or even the kinky side of it. No. What I mean is just the magic aspect of it, because the characters in those books are loaded. Come on. What is it about is that we have 3 brothers, so each book is dedicated to one brother. So we have Rowan, Declan and Cole, and obviously there are girls in here as well. But what is it basically about is that each one of them gets a task from their grandfather that passed away, and they need to accomplish their tasks for them all to inherit the Dreamland, the theme park. So I loved it. It was cute, it was a little bit spicy. I just couldn't put it down, kinda unpredictable. Here we have kinda the vibe, a little bit like enemies to lovers kind of thing going on, which I liked. Here we have kind of like forced marriage, but not in that really bad way, because you need to read it. It's not like forced marriage in like a dark, bad way. It's completely different, they already knew each other. And in this one, you need to find out. And also I love the design of the books, like the covers are just great. And also inside, when there's the beginning of the chapter, let me just find one. There is a very pretty graphic. So this is a theme going through all the books. Also, I love the dual point of view. So we can read the girl and boy's perspective. Yeah, boys and girls perspective, which I love, and I always find the perspective of the male perspective more interesting. I don't know why, but I love it. So yeah, this series of books was amazing, and when I finished those books I was like, right, what do I do now? What do I read next? And I decided to go for other books from the same author. So the author of those books is Lauren Asher. I will leave the links to all the books in the description, so you can just read a proper review of them, what it's about, so you can decide whether you want to read it or not. So I decided to read other books from the same author because I love the way she writes, and I went for the Dirty Air series. And oh my gosh, I loved it as well. Again, we're staying in the same universe, and so we have sort of the same, like, maybe a theme, not a theme, but you know what I mean, vibe going on, that we just in another universe. And you know, I'm a little bit into cars, but not too much. I mean, said the girl without car tattoo, but never mind that. I was never into Formula 1. And you know, these girls are dedicated for girls, so you know, there is Formula 1 going on, but it's not too much of it, you know, so it still keeps you interested. So we have 4 Formula 1 racers. Each book is dedicated to one of them. Obviously they meet girls. So yeah, I just loved it, and it was actually nice to read about it and find out more. And I know loads of girls after reading these books really got into the Formula 1 and trying to like link the character from the book to an actual racer in the real world as well, because I'm on the Lauren Asher Facebook group. So I just like the books, and I did enjoy to read them. I like the plot. Again, the graphic side of the books is really pretty. I really enjoy reading them. I think my favorite, was the Wrecked and Redeemed. The Redeemed is the last one. It was a little bit sad, but the character development was amazing, and how this guy turned around. I don't want to spoil you too much. And Jax was my favorite as well, because he's British, and I do have a weak spot for British guys. What can I say? I did really enjoy them. So if you would like to learn a little bit more about Formula One, but not too much, like I'm saying, it's still a very girly book, so you know, you don't get too much details and stuff, but it was really interesting to read that side of the books as well. And also what I like to link these books with is that after I read them, I had that little interest in the Formula One. And we actually went to the cinema to watch Gran Turismo, and then it was actually like, the film was like 10 out of 10. I think that was one of my favorite films of last year. It was nice that after reading these books, which are, I mean, they're not linked to the film at all, like it's completely different story and everything, but you know, reading about the details about Formula One, like the behind the scenes, and then see all that on a big screen was just wow. It's like, oh, okay, now it makes sense. So yeah, that was really good, and like I'm saying, the film was amazing as well, and I loved it, and I would like to see it again. Right, now let's get into the other book in here, because all the books I've got here is romance, except for this one. I mean, we still have romance side of it all, but it's called A Psychological Suspense, and oh my gosh, that book had me on the edge. Like no other, honestly, like no other. The emotions that were going through me, like, for starters, the beginning, the first chapter of the book starts very strong. Honestly, it starts so strong. I was like, oh wow, okay, we are right into it, and wow, like I'm saying, all the emotions that were going through me when I was reading it. I remember we were in Dorset last summer, and wow, I was just like on the edge all the time, like what's going to happen next. Maybe just read the back of the book for you. So it is a standalone, so it's not a part of the series. A breathtaking psychological suspense about obsession and dangerous love, the definitive edition of Too Late from the #1 best-selling author of Verity. I haven't read that one yet. Sloane will go through hell and back for those she loves, and she does so every single day. Caught up with the alluring Asa Jackson, a notorious drug trafficker, Sloane has finally found a lifeline to cling to, even if it meant compromising her morals. She was in dire straits trying to pay for her brother's care until she met Asa. But as Sloane became emotionally and economically reliant on him, he in turn developed a disturbing obsession with her, one that becomes increasingly dangerous every day. An undercover DEA agent Carter enters the picture. Sloane's surprised to feel an immediate attraction between them, despite knowing that if Asa finds out, he will kill him. And Asa has always been a step ahead of everyone in his life, including Sloane. No one has ever gotten in his way. No one except Carter. Oh my god, that book is so unpredictable, like, I just can't. So I read that book, and then I read other books from the same author, the Colleen Hoover. So wow, like, it had me on the edge. So if you're looking for something like that will keep you on the edge, you can't put down the book, definitely go for this one. And as we started with this author, we'll carry on. Then maybe now, maybe not, and maybe someday. Then maybe not, I was surprised that it's really thin. So it's like kind of like, it's part of the series, but it's a very like short story really. But what I like about these books was the main story then, because this one is about some about the other couple from the same universe, really. Most importantly, if you read those two, is that, wow, like, I like that, again, was kind of unpredictable, but what I liked about it the most is that we have a music vibe going on here, obviously, but the main character, the main male character in the book, he's basically deaf, so it's kind of interesting how they find out how they communicate, etc, etc. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'm thinking what to read to you about those books, to like actually sell them to you. Basically it starts because, like, I've read so much that I don't even remember some of the books anymore. Basically this starts that she finds out that her boyfriend is cheating on her with her best friend. So she leaves the apartment she was living in, and then she met basically her neighbor called Rich, and she moves in with him, and that's all I'm going to say. Won't say anymore. So this one is the first one. There may be maybe someday, and then we have maybe now. Love them. So yeah, I like that it was a bit different, that, you know, we don't have normal people, we have some disability going on in the books. And the last series of books from the same author is It Ends With Us. Wow, like, I know why everybody was talking about that book, like, I totally get it. Again, the story here wasn't so predictable, so yeah, I did really enjoy it. And what else I could say? So basically the main character here, the girl Lily, when she was a teenager she met someone, but then the guy left. So, you know, she moved on with her life. But then later on, like so many years ago, the guy comes back in the picture. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. So this is the first one, and then we have It Starts With Us. So It Ends With Us is the first book. So yeah, it just carries on. I really enjoyed it. Again, not so predictable. I think what actually hooked me in this book was that the boy she falls in love was back then homeless. But then again, he worked hard to build his life, starting with nothing that he had. And then what was his motivation was that it was her that was his motivation to build himself a proper life, you know, have money, etc. And this book ends, we find out what happens next, basically, with them, whether they're going to end up together or not. And last but not least, we're going back to the cute vibes. It's the Icebreaker and the Wildfire. I've started with this one, but the Icebreaker is the first one. But it doesn't matter too much. I just like... It is good to read them first. So in this book we find out one of the events that is actually talked a bit more, is mentioned in this book, because we stay in the same universum even though we have different couples. So basically we have here college vibes, sport teams and all that going on, and obviously cute boys that are a hockey player. So in the Icebreaker we have a girl that is a figure skater, and then she met the boy who is a hockey player. And in this one we've got a couple that meets, no, they meet before the camp, but yeah, actually at the camp they get to know each other better, because it was like one night stand first, and then surprise surprise they meet at the camp. I am terrible at describing those books for you, so I think what you can take from this video is that ideas what to read, that you can find some proper reviews in the internet and decide whether you want to read. I'm just giving you ideas. I loved them. They were so cute, like kind of giving me the fan fiction vibes that I used to read a lot when I was a teenager, which was ages ago. So yeah, I really enjoyed them. There's a third one coming, I think, this summer, that you can already buy in pre-order, which probably at some point I will do. All those books you can find on TikTok as well. There's this whole BookTok vibe going on that I'm not entirely into yet, but the other day I was I was about to start a new book. When I'm filming it, it's 5th of January and I already read 2 books. I I need to get a life. But basically, before I started the book, I actually went on the TikTok, put the title of the book, and I just watched a few TikToks. I was like, oh wow, oh, okay, it might be a good one. And I actually read it in 2 days. Yeah, I need to get a life. So that'll be all in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you read any of those books, and if you do have any book recommendations, then please leave them in the comments. And I hope to see you very, very soon in my next video. Bye!